What day is it, Joey?
It's Friday.
It's Friday.
Friday.
So, Mr. Don treated us to 409 by the Beach Boys on Google Play Music this morning. I was like, is that an area code like Pitbull, Mr. 305? I'm like, what is that? Oh, that's CC's for an engine. I get it now. Yeah.
That's 409 CI cubic inches. That ain't that CC stuff. That's that European stuff. Remember, there's no replacement for displacement.
Oh, no. That book bag's a little big, huh?
He's hugging me because he loves me. I'm trying to kill me.
All right, Johnny, let's go.
God.
Oh.
You don't like.
You'd like to get in the Tesla this morning, Joey? Oh, goodness. Oh, it feels better out here today. I won't have to complain about heat and humidity. Hang on, I'm not close enough yet. There you go, buddy. There you go. I'm like, you better open up, Ruby. She did. Oh, woe is me. It's a morning. And I got the doors open before Joey walked over today. Yay! Stumble to the kitchen, pour myself a cup of ambition and yawn and stretch and try to come to life. Jump in the showers and blood starts pumping out on the street. The traffic starts jumping cause folks like me on a job from 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living, and it gets me by. It's all taking and no giving, and this leaves your mind that they never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. So this car in front of me has a BTTF license plate, Back to the Future. Then the frame around the plate says where we're going, we don't need roads. And then up in the corner is another, some sort of Back to the Future thing on the window. So I take it that this particular car really likes the movies Back to the Future. That's pretty cool.
They're great movies.
Yeah, it's true. It is a great movie. We've watched all 3 of them several times. It says I brake for something over underneath the Back to the Future on the window, but I can't tell what it says. I mean, I'm familiar with the movies, but I'm not that familiar. So anyway, that was pretty cool. Took me a minute to wake up and realize exactly what that was.
It said I brake for Delta D Delta F.
Yeah, I have to re-familiarize myself with what that means. Wow, I'm feeling fully caffeinated this morning. We've been jamming to some good tunes. I might have just a little perky with my driving, and we're here at 7:14 a.m., baby. Woo! Yeah. Now, if only the rest of the school day will go this fast, right, Joe?
Seriously.
Not even the principal's here yet.
All right, well, you guys have a great Friday.
Bye, Mom.
All right, love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. See you later, Mom.
Yep, see you later, buddy. Well, I made it back to Fuquay in record time this morning. It's not even 8 a.m., but I would love to have taken some more mural pictures or other pictures around town, but A, I've already done all the easy to find murals, and B, it's so dark in the morning now that you know, it doesn't really make for very good picture taking that time of day. So not to mention that it's technically raining again right now and extra cloudy, and there's not any sun, so yeah, it's just not a day for taking pictures, at least not outside early in the morning. So I'm back at my favorite store in Fuquay, Wal-Mart. No, not really, it's Guardian Angel, but you know, second favorite maybe. I need a few things. Surprise, surprise. Well, I feel like I forgot something. What's the worst that'll happen? I have to go back into Walmart over the weekend. It could be worse. So Johnny and I are in the gym here at Emmanuel Holiness Church. And I stopped by this morning to give our Pokemon some TLC. The gym was all but taken over, so that's kind of you know, interesting. When the hearts are black, they're empty. You give them a little love, they go back to being red or fully charged. So this gym is back up to full speed. Whoops, one more back there. The Arcanine needs some help. So being in a gym means overnight you get game coins. Game coins allow you to buy things. You earn them not having to buy them. That's good. Johnny's got 799. That's a fair number of coins. So if we need a raid pass or more space. Oh, Johnny's got an egg hatching too. You know, I'm spending 10-15 minutes a day by myself, and sometimes 10 or 15 minutes a day with the boys. It's you know, it's just a little pastime. Something's gonna hatch here in a little bit, but you know, without a whole group of people, there's not a whole lot I can do. I still need Entei, which is probably what this is gonna be, but I don't have enough people to battle it. All right, it's that time again. Time to go pick up the boys. I spent a good bit of my time at home working on my robotics lesson for next week. We're gonna work on the touch sensor, infrared sensor, and loop control variables. Yeah, get a little heavier into the programming. So I'm all prepared, so that's good. I'm early, I'm in advance. I'm not waiting till the last moment, so that's awesome. And then I had a little nap. Donnie made sure I got a nap, so I should be all gun-ho and refreshed after I actually wake up and after I have my coffee. Yeah, that's right. Instant coffee, milk, a little bit of chocolate. Yeah. So I've got a white Porsche behind me right now, and let's just say that we went around. Oh, he turned off. Okay. Well, we went around a corner a while ago, and well, it could have been a she, but I'll assume it was a guy. We went around a corner a while ago, and let's just say I might have accelerated a little fast, and so did they. And they came within about a foot of my bumper. I think they wanted to race. I don't try to race people on the street. I mean, yeah, I think about having a fast car and all, and I like to go fast enough for a girl. But yeah, I don't know. That was the first time, I guess, the person wanted to make sure I knew their car was fast too. I get it. It was pretty fast. And, you know, different place and time, but different place and time. And then, of course, we have this guy in front of us. So, like, where were we really going to go? So, Johnny asked me what I did today. And then when I said I did Lego stuff and I started to tell him about it, you said, what, Johnny?
I don't like spoilers.
Right. Apparently, he doesn't want me to ruin the surprise of what we're doing next time. And also, he doesn't want to have to not tell anybody. Well, it's not that big of a secret, but yeah, I don't want too much said. But anyway, I don't know. He's excited for next week, but he doesn't want to know about it until it's time, I guess.
I'm sorry, Dave. I can't let you do that.
I'm sorry, Dave. I can't let you spoil that.
First, we had to move Tux out of the driveway. And then we had to get the little black cat nighttime back in the house. She's the only one that goes in and out, and she was being fickle about where she wanted to be. All right, we're headed out to Tae Kwon Do. The boys are also headed over to their father's house this weekend. So yeah, they'll be back Sunday night. There's a Tesla breakfast for current owners tomorrow morning at the Raleigh sales office. So Don and I are planning on being at that tomorrow morning. So it just works out, I guess. So I'm back from Tae Kwon Do, and I brought us home Jersey Mike's. We hadn't had that in a really long time.
Wow. 2 years at least.
A long time. We had a Club Supreme. It's got bacon on it.
Yeah.
You know, lots of lettuce, lots of tomato, lots of pickles, oil and vinegar. You know, it was good. Yeah. We had 35 people in class tonight. That's as many people as the Dojang will hold, which is really impressive for a Friday night at 5:30, right?
Right.
And we did at least 30 jumping jacks, which is way over the normal. We did 20 jackknifes. We did 30 push-ups. They let us off the hook on sit-ups tonight. Yeah, we did a lot of kicking and a lot of punching, you know. Tae Kwon, Tae Kwon. I mean, oh God, it was just, yeah. So I came home and had a pina colada.
Yeah.
But hey, Don and I were talking about the article that came out from Electrek. It was about 4:30 this afternoon about Tesla teaming up with Liberty Mutual to provide auto insurance to Tesla owners through the InsureMyTesla plan.
Yeah, the Elon had said in one of the meetings, the stockholder report or something, he had said that you know, Tesla owners tend to be paying pretty high premiums to insure their Teslas, and that if the insurance companies didn't correctly assess the risk for Tesla owners, especially with autopilot reducing the number of accidents, that Tesla would go in and start offering insurance. That he said at that time that they did offer insurance in other places of the world, and I think the email said it was Hong Kong. And I thought it was also Australia, but I could be wrong about that. Anyway, the bottom line is Tesla had basically said that the insurance people best, you know, step into the new world and quit just basically charging what they would like for auto insurance, you know, based on some past model that they've come up with, that the you know, the disruption of the self-driving car needs to be reflected in the insurance premiums.
I guess we've heard on the Facebook Model X owners group that some people are dissatisfied with how much they're paying. The new people come on and they ask, you know, who are you using, because I'm looking for a decent quote. You know, I don't remember numbers and what, you know,
yeah,
or if they even said numbers, but
right,
obviously there's some subset at least of Tesla owners out there that feel like they're being overcharged for their insurance.
Right. I remember when we were thinking about buying it, basically we went and test drove like on the March 30th or March 31st, right? The last day or so of March. Obviously that was the first quarter. The impetus was they're getting rid of the Model 60, Model S. But anyway, so when we left the sales office, the Tesla sales office there in North Raleigh, we had already decided we were going to buy a Tesla. However, we need to do just a little bit of due diligence, and one of those things of due diligence was I needed to check to see how much the insurance was going to be. So I did call my State Farm agent the next day and get a number. You know, they couldn't give a quote on the, you know, they kind of,
without the exact VIN, they won't guarantee the quote, and plus it's the day you actually buy the insurance versus the day you call. And,
yeah, there was caveat, more caveat, but nonetheless they gave us this number, and I don't actually remember the number, but it was, at the time, it wasn't what I felt was a lot, because I don't know what, if I had bought a $120,000 Mercedes or Jaguar or BMW or, you know, $110,000 vehicle, I don't know what the insurance on one of those would cost. I mean, we
don't have anything to compare it to.
So it didn't seem outrageous to what we were currently paying at that time. So anyway, long story short, the insurance was one of the things we checked, and it didn't seem to be absorbent for us. Of course, I'm 60, Marianne, you know, we're not 22-year-old.
Next year they'll know how old I am, right?
Right.
Yeah, we'll probably be talking about that come next year sometime, but yeah, not right now.
So we're definitely going to be in the very low cost, low risk, probably. You know, I haven't gotten old enough that I work myself up into the high risk because I'm getting old and senile. But well, I guess that could be debated. Anyway, so that had a little bit to do with it. So we did check on the insurance, and so anyway, I'm sorry. Go on, Marianne.
No, it's Don and I both been State Farm. The car just started charging. Hey, it's 8 p.m. folks.
Right.
8:05 p.m. to be precise. But Don and I just both been State Farm customers for years and years. My father was a State Farm customer. My mom had a catastrophic accident. And they really treated my dad well. And of course, he started me out with them. So it was no real brainer
Right.
about when we, got married, combining our policies and continuing to stay with State Farm. We had no reason not to.
Yeah, I've been with State Farm since back in Alabama when I was married to my first wife. I got State Farm because basically, as a single person in my 20s who didn't have a family who was currently State Farm, they wouldn't touch me with a 10-foot pole back in those days. But once I got married, they were very glad. Oh, I turned 25 and I got married. It was like, oh, welcome. They threw their arms open. Oh, please come. We'll be glad to sign you up.
Yeah, we don't talk about what it would cost to insure Joey.
No, we don't talk about
Yeah, we
that.
don't. He may have to stay on learner's permit until he turns 18 or something. I don't know. We're trying to. That's like, oh God, we don't want to know.
Right. Anyway, so Marianne went through this online. The email eventually was followed up, or the electric article was followed up by an email. She went through the process of email and put in our information in to get an estimate for the what is it, InsureMyTesla?
InsureMyTesla, yeah, but Liberty Mutual, they have a quote out there, a quote tool out there now. And I filled in our information carefully and somewhat begrudgingly because, hey, it's personal information. But
right.
I did fill it out, and we got back a quote. And
the difference between what we're paying, it would have been less, but it was only $40
a year or something.
$40 a year.
And the options are pretty close.
Yeah.
There was one or two places where the Liberty Mutual had $250,000 instead of $100,000.
Right, but the deductible, the uninsured motorist, the
medical coverage. Yeah.
The ones that are really expensive, at least according to my breakdown on the State Farm policy, my renewal, those were, the amounts of insurance we were buying were
it's pretty
same.
comparable.
Yeah, it was comparable.
And so the quote was pretty comparable to what we're actually paying. So
Right.
I guess I only put in the Tesla. I didn't bother to let it ask me questions about all of our vehicles. I
Right.
just wanted a quick estimate on the Tesla so we could compare. Of course, we get a little bit of a multi-car discount with State Farm.
Right.
I guess potentially with Liberty Mutual there might be an additional discount because of multi-vehicles, but it wasn't, leaps and bounds cheaper, right out of the starting gate. Did not appear to be. So, our current thought process is we know these people in Fuquay, why would we?
Right.
They'd have to really lure us away with a little bit better offer.
So the charging, when it's kicked, like Marianne said, it just kicked on, and the fans and everything run when it first kind of kicks on, it's charging, but now the fans have turned off.
Phew, because right here by the fan, it was pretty loud. Hope the volume is okay in the video. It seemed like a good idea to come out to the garage where the lighting is better than in the house, but...
It's very possible that the other vehicles that we have would also save $50 or so each, so... right now we actually have 4 vehicles, so, that would be a couple $100 a year. However, again, with the track record we've had with State Farm and stuff, it's just, it isn't enough for us. So, but not discouraging other people in other states, I think it's worth going out and doing the comparison.
And never say never on our part, just not motivated right now to go make a change.
Right. Now, right.
So if you're a Tesla customer, check out that article. Consider doing the quote thing, and especially if you feel like you're paying too much.
Too much, yeah. I think if you feel like you're really paying too much, because remember, my premise was I didn't think I was paying too much based on what they quoted us and what we're actually paying based on the current, how much we were paying. In other words, it doubled more or less. Well, not quite, but close to doubling. But the Tesla is worth more than all the other cars combined, plus all the other cars combined probably 3 times. So it's like...
Right.
Yeah, it's just difficult to say.
Yeah.
Anyway, hope this helps.
So I had two interesting driving things happen today. I talked a little bit earlier in today's video about the Porsche that was behind me leaving out of the house on the curvy road this afternoon. I was curving and he was curving. I just assuming it's a guy. I'm sorry, I can't help it. And then I turned left and he turned left, and I speeded up pretty good there, but didn't go over the speed limit, which was 45, lowering to 35 at that point. Yeah. I don't mess with the Fuquay police, and I have a healthy respect for obeying the speed law. I don't want a ticket, okay? Insurance is bad enough without a ticket, right? I don't want to come home and tell Don, oops, I got a ticket, you know? I mean, if it happens, he'll still love me anyway, but let's try to avoid that, right?
I agree.
So anyway, then I made the next right turn, and I would say I gave Ruby about 2/3 full blast, because that particular street is very wide, and there wasn't, you know, any cars right there or anything, and it's 45, so you can lift and, you know, have a little bit of fun.
Right.
Well, the Porsche must have fully floored it, because he came up on my bumper so fast it made me scared, and slammed on his brakes, and there was a van in front of me after we had done this little fun thing. It basically came up on an 80s vintage van, like Chevy van, and it wasn't moving even the speed limit. So I hope that this person was just enjoying being behind me and didn't have any, I want to assume the best of this driver, they were just having a little fun. But it was kind of scary there for a little bit. So that was one kind of scary thing today. And then when I was coming out, I was very careful how I came out of Jersey Mike's, because it's Friday night and that's a really bad intersection up there. I went all the way down through several little shops to come out far away from the light so I could make a safe right to go back through the intersection I needed to go through to go home. I try to teach the boys too to think smart about where you're crossing the road. I don't make left turns on the 5-lane divided highway. I just don't do that. So as I made my turn and was coming down, there's a lady coming the other way, and she almost came to a stop in the middle of the road with her mouth like this. And she was looking at me like, I guess she'd never seen a Model X before or a Tesla, and she just was like, her jaw dropped. I've never seen anybody have this over-the-top reaction before. I mean, I've had people wave at me, give me the thumbs up, toot the horn, but I've never had somebody drop mouth and basically stop in their lane. So she nearly got hit by the car behind her. And then, she, you know, that car went around her and they went on down the road. But that was a little unnerving too. I'm like, okay guys, you know, a quick wave, a salute or something, that's cool, you know, but let's not come to a stop in the middle of a, you know, it's 5 lanes there with the center lane. Let's not come to a stop in the middle of the road just because a Tesla went past. I mean, that was just a little over the top. So, phew, no scratch or dents today, but
that's right.
Yeah, these are the kind of things I contend with every day on the 90 to 100 miles I'm putting on the car. You know, going into downtown Raleigh, I do not enjoy the transit buses. You know, the lanes are too narrow and they can't stay in their lane. It's not the driver's fault, right? So they're hanging out into the lane, my lane or the cars next to me lane, and people, they do crazy things to get around those buses because they're not very patient. And yeah, that's my weekly summary on my little driving frustrations.